Let's go with statue creation.
But in fact, you do. You made the statue.
It didn't go red.
That's true. But
I got it correct.
10 years ago.
Yes, I don't have to redo it.
Don't you think so? After all, it is the statue that is responsible for killing.
No, it's Tekun Uman. But who could imagine that a simple statue replica would be chosen by Tekun Uman? Nobody. I have to leave you now. I've got paperwork to do.
Oh, he
and
is
we've
suspicious.
spoken too much. He could hear us. Tekun Uman.
Uh-huh.
Well, goodbye then.
Marley is hiding something inside his office.
No
I'll
joke,
have to
Sherlock.
visit it, but at night, and with Watson.
Oh, we got some deductions to make. Okay. Really? Okay, we don't have deductions to make. I would be incorrect with that. See how dressed for the job Sherlock is. I put Sherlock in my best thinking clothes. Dressing gown. How am I meant to investigate the murder of Zacharias Greystroke? I don't know where I'm meant to go. I hope this camera reliably works again tomorrow. It took me 3 hours to get any camera working at all today. I'll have to... I keep saying it. I've been saying it. How long have I been streaming for? There's a spare room here that just needs clearing out, basically.
Miss Alice is playing the piano. She disobeyed me.
Well, Holmes, I was
The
inspired.
problem is also, I spend so much time on the computer. That's why I like it in the lounge room.
He's delivered
Because I can talk to people.
Miss Alice.
Oh, he mistook 221B for 221C.
It was a
Give to
painful
me.
3 hours, yeah. Ads? Okay. How come you've got ads and it's not telling me? I will wait. It's a small one? Yeah, but it still should be telling me when you're in an ad. It's saying... I guess the ad manager has ads in progress, but like... They should still be 2 minutes and 15 away. So like at that point I can't snooze or run anymore. The 2 minute annoying holding period it has now. That I keep trying to get rid of, and in the end I just chucked an extra 1 minute onto my start scene. Because it was just easier. If you're in ads, I might top up the drink. Do they really call 12 o'clock as beer o'clock in Australian bars? I think it's normally like 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. But yeah, beer o'clock is a thing my granddad used to say. But here's the thing about beer o'clock, right? It could be any time of the day, really. That's the whole thing. That's the secret to beer o'clock, right? Beer o'clock can be any time at all. As long as the pub is open. But it used to be, like, for my granddad, like when he was working, which obviously was a fucking long time ago, like, he died of old age already now. But like when I was a kid in the 80s, let's put a time on it. What would happen would be the white collar workers, so granddad was taxation investigative accountant for the ATO. So he investigated big companies for fraud and things like that. He was an accountant, white collar. It would be common that beer o'clock would be like people like him and journalists and office workers in the city. It would be when they would knock off work an hour or two early on a Friday. That's what beer o'clock traditionally was. It was like the 3 p.m. drink, or onesies. So 1 in the afternoon on a Friday, they would hit the pub and socialize. So you can also call it onesies, but that one really is time specific, 1 p.m. It is. It's a very different job now. Your granddad did that as well. Oh, interesting. Mine quit when computers became a thing, because the early computers, they couldn't math as fast as him, but they kept insisting he use this thing, and he's already old by then, so he retired early rather than learn computers. He drank too much whenever Mike Tyson lost. Granddad just drank too much. It's probably a good part of what killed him, really. But yeah, beer o'clock or pub o'clock can be any time of the day at all. From what I understand. And Mum's not yelling corrections at me, so I must be at least a little bit correct. I think the only one I haven't heard, it seems to be a Victorian thing, because I've heard a couple other Victorians say it now, is Nathan keeps doing the... Is it a VB long neck? I haven't heard this term long neck until Nathan was saying it. But it seems to be a Victorian thing. Because up here it's a tawley. But I'm not that much of a drinker, I guess, so I didn't really notice hearing it when I was in Melbourne either. But some of the other Melburnians do seem to say it. The other one that changes by state seems to be Let me get this right. To fang it, right? Because I went on Google because I was curious when Pete misused the term fang it. Pete was doing his fake Aussie accent and he used this term fang it, like to drink something. And I was like, what? How are you fanging a can of VB? Like, what? Because to me, fang it is something you would do with a car. It's a word for like pruning it. But I did some asking around and looking, and apparently for the South it can also mean like to drink a beer, to really scull it, or any can of drink. Oh no, fang it is not a slur. It just depends what state you're in, apparently. But I mean, it's... Generally, we don't talk... Hoon is a bit of a slur. The word hoon is a bit of a slur. But fanging it is something somebody who is hooning might do. It's just driving your car fast and badly. Alright, I think we have to go see the neighbor. Perform analysis. Analysis, not just drop it in. Oh, okay, yep. We're studying the neighbor's mail.
I can't help myself. I must open this letter.
Really? Must you?
I need to turn on the gas burner first.
I must open the neighbor's
I
mail.
need to open it with something sharp.
Wasn't that the point of steaming it? You ease it with your fingers, genius. Alright, here we go. Let's see what voice I'm reading it in. I've seen that line. You must know that your father. So we'll read it in an old lady voice. People don't notice. I was actually a pretty good driver. I haven't done it in a while though, because when I busted my foot, like, I mean, it's the accelerator foot. And I had a knee locking up and a foot just flopping around. And it's taken me years to heal it, so I didn't even bother to renew the license. Like, because I was like, yeah, I should not be driving a car like that. I drive cars badly in games. That's why I've got the car smash emote. And there's a redeem. But apparently I drive them in person pretty well. I do trust my uncle's opinion on that. I think he forgot. My uncle forgot when I was still on my learners that I was on my learners. He kept pointing across the wheel at things. You wish you had an excuse not to drive? Oh, I wish I had it back now. I need to sort it out. Like, my foot is getting better, my knee is getting better. It's top priority to sort that out. But I'll need to fix both the license and the car, because the car's just sat there in the driveway collecting dust for all that time as well. Yeah, there's a redeem as well for my bad game driving. Let's see if I can find that. Because I am happy with that. This is my editing.
Need your brace to wrap around the back of the ashtray. With fats burned seat. Very modern art.
Are there a lot of these kinds of accidents?
You wouldn't believe.
I edited up a scene. I think that was from Fight Club. I miss driving, but I think it matters where you live, how much you're going to miss driving or not, right? Because where I live means to not drive either cost me $15 each way in a cab to get to, like, somewhere central. I do think it was Fight Club. So I either pay a cab $15 to get out to somewhere central and $15 home again. And that doesn't really help me, like, if I want to go to the Asian grocery store. Because some things just aren't at Coles, right? And Sings is really good. But to get there would be 2 buses. And fuck knows how much of a cab home. Or, like, am I going to take kimchi on a bus? Because, like, Coles sells kimchi, right? But it's about half the quantity of what Sings sells. And Sings is a little bit better. Like, I miss things like that. Or just, like, ducking around to the local greengrocer because his prices are so much cheaper and he's got everything in stock. I miss that. He's not on a bus route. But to get to this bus, by the way, I have to walk. I timed it before when I was counting my steps when I was fitter. It's like 1,000 steps just to get to the bus stop. And this bus might only come once every hour. And it's sort of flexible about what time in that hour it might arrive at. So you could be standing there in the central Queensland sun for like 20 minutes. There's no shade, no seat, just burning, just sunburn. I had fun editing that scene up because it was such a long scene. That's why it's like on 2x parts of it. So I 2x'd a lot, slowed some bits down. I cut some bits out just to make it like, you know, you only want it short as an OB, as a redeem on here, eh? You just want enough that the punchline makes sense. Are there a lot of these kind of accidents? I almost just left it at that bit. But I couldn't bring myself to cut out the before completely. So I edited it. Okay, we got a letter. It's for the neighbor. I'm seeing a line in here. You must know that your father, which makes me think it's probably her mother. So I'm going to read it in that voice and we'll see if we're wrong. Alice, so you finally did it. You moved and settled yourself next to him. You are a bold one. Oh, it's not her mother. You are a bold one. He will fascinate you, but be cautious of him all the same. I'm writing to tell you that I found your father's boat. It is quite damaged, but still afloat. You can use it if you wish. You must know that your father was like a brother to me. If there is anything in any way that I can do to help you, please let me know. Anything. Whatever the risk may involve. So this is like a friend of her dad. Your father was like a brother to me. But look at this. You finally settled yourself next to him. So she purposely moved in next to Sherlock.
Miss Alice planned to live here because of me. I need to have a talk with her as soon as possible. Let's reseal it, as if it was never open.
Okay, we're using that.
That's it.
Don't stop playing, Kate. I'm going to take some air on the balcony for a few minutes.
I need to speak with Miss Alice first. She's on the balcony.
We can't look through here. It's very disappointing. Hey, Watson's back, so I guess I did something right. Where's the balcony? Open the door, Sherlock.
How about telling me why you came here in the first place?
Mr. Holmes,
Here we go.
why do you ask? I hardly think that I'm accountable to you.
Since you extended an invitation to my daughter against my wishes, I believe that you are.
So said the father.
This
cloaked
lady
in
looks
all his
so much like a
severity. My word,
like a friend,
you almost frightened me.
actually.
You won't say that. Very
Like
well.
an old friend from high
Ask
school.
Caitlin to come home now.
Oh, poor child, let her play. Such insouciance. So useful for covering up disturbing secrets. And since you intend to hide the truth from
Like,
her...
you give her hair some sun bleaching, bang, it's my
we all have our
friend.
secrets.
You...
But don't worry, Mr. Holmes. Caitlin is a sensitive child, and I like her enormously.
Alice, come back in. I can do it. See? You're wonderful.
I like to think that the feeling is mutual. We wouldn't want her to know of your secret, or for her to be unhappy. I have to go inside now.
Sherlock's got to tell this kid the truth.
Ah, Holmes,
Are you sure? That's fantastic.
and we can visit him. But you should disguise yourself first. I'll introduce you as my colleague.
I can't go like this.
Holmes, we have to go to the hospital.
This is perfectly appropriate attire for a hospital.
Holmes, we have to go to the hospital.
But it's a hospital. Pajamas will blend in. Yeah. Oh, we should do his hair and makeup too. I don't think doctors wear hats, really. Yes, there we go. Looking very doctor-like.
Holmes, we have to go to the hospital.
I'm adequately dressed for the hospital. Can I just click it? We could have gone in our pajamas. Oh well. Practical motherhood and parent craft again. He has taken forever to read that book. Okay. I'm gonna probably overdose myself with this today. Because my clock is telling me it's not time, and I'm like, nah, I want it. Okay.
Patients visit this department for treatment and then return home.
Okay.
Patients visit this department for treatment and then return home.
Okay, we're not gonna look at the names. Apparently.
Oh, Dr. Watson, may I help you?
Hello, Baird. My colleague and I are here to see Mr. Byron.
Ah, Byron. Yes, he's in a bad way. You'll find him in a cubicle on the window side.
Okay, I'll just go sticky beak at everything.
This should be the right place. Our man might be here.
This is not a good quality hospital. Look at those curtains. They have had better days. There's a yellow mark on that one. Is that blood? Oh my god. Hello, I'm the health inspector. Nothing in here. Ooh, somebody's got mail. Oh, cool. It's a little mobile library. And they wheel the whole bookshelf, mini bookshelf around. Oh, that is cool. That is actually cool. Who's the person I'm supposed to be talking to so I can avoid them? He said the window side, didn't he? So that probably means it's that one. Let's start with this guy. Interesting paintings. I don't think our hospitals have paintings. Okay, I actually like the one above the bed. That's a cool painting.
That isn't our man. That isn't our man.
We could still talk to him. Maybe he hasn't had a visitor. Okay, we'll talk to this one.
Mr. Byron?
More doctors? Please. I've just received my treatment. I need to rest a while before I leave.
Okay. Red marks on neck. Oh, I'm going to say marks of a disease, because, I mean, it's the Center for Tropical Diseases, isn't it? Red marks on wrist. Oh. Opium. Interesting. Okay. Crowded markets, gruesome produce. I'm missing something. Oh. Oh, the missing arm. Yeah, that should have been more noticeable. Alright, let's see how I did if I have to redo it. I hope not. Imprecise. Imprecise. Fuck. I want them accurate. If I can. If I can, I want them all accurate. So I guess they weren't marks of a disease. They must have been bound in chains. How's it going again?
Dr. Watson, may I help you?
Hello, Baird. My colleague and I are here to see Mr. Byron.
Ah.
Patients visit the...
All right. There's really nothing to click on in here. Nothing else at all. I still love that. On wheels. That's so cool. That is a great idea. All right, let's try this again.
Mr. Byron?
More doctors? Please. I've just received my treatment. I need to rest a while before I leave.
Do you know this hospital in its own way looks a lot more cozy than modern hospitals? Because it's got all those like personal touches. Like paintings, there's a vase on the windowsill. Okay, let's say he was bound in chains. There's another one on the wrist. Opium. I mean, the guy's not in a good state. We're gonna criticize how he deals with it. In this day and age, like, when this was set, wasn't exactly modern painkillers. Alright. Let's see how I did. Validate. Alright, we're good. Let's check the others. Look at this. So far, perfection. First try every time, I promise.
We would like to ask you some questions about an expedition that took place 14 years ago.
An expedition? What expedition? You're wrong. I've never left London.
Is this one the photograph from the club?
Is it not
Yes,
you
good.
in this photograph from Guatemala?
Guatemala? Tecuna man. Dr. Baird. Come here quickly. I don't feel well.
What on earth is going on? Please, calm down. I'm sorry, my dear colleagues, but Dr. Brunt is waiting to give Mr. Byron a private consultation. You can wait here.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Weren't you paying attention? We have to wait, but we'll take advantage of the situation. This address is almost invisible.
Hospital for optical disease to Mr. Byron, address Oak Street, 21D. Mr. Byron, Mr. Brunt is pleased to confirm your appointment on the 25th of November. Please aim to arrive early. To arrive for the early morning. Dr. Bard, Department of Tropical Diseases. There's something else here too.
He recently purchased Chinese tobacco. He recently purchased
We're not gonna
Chinese
pocket
tobacco.
It? Okay.
He recently purchased Chinese
Sherlock.
tobacco. Mr. Byron is due for a consultation.
Take it to
with Dr.
someone
Brunt.
who reads Chinese. They might tell you where he purchased it, genius.
Mr. Byron is due for a consultation with Dr. Brunt.
There's something in that pocket. Oh, here we go.
Our man passed by a circus.
Christiani. Hey, I was